In the Beatitudes, Jesus is describing how life could be, how life should be if we simply choose to look at life a little differently and examine or re-examine some of our basic assumptions about how life works. This is particularly evident in the third Beatitude where Jesus says, "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth." We hear those words and we say, that doesn't make sense. There's no way the meek will ever inherit anything. From day one, the notion is reinforced to us that nice guys finish last, if they ever finish at all. And I have no intention at finishing last in anything. I grew up playing hockey, and if you've ever watched a hockey game, you know that it's a rough, at times, even violent sport. I live by the motto, do unto others before they did it to you. Every game, every period, every shift was a battle. You battled for the puck. You battled for position. If someone got in your way, you knocked them down. You just kept going. But the one thing you never would do is back down, because backing down was interpreted as a sign of weakness. As one old coach said, if you can't beat them in the alley, you'll never beat them on the ice. It's a little extreme, but basically that's how we approach the game. And in fact, that's how many of us approach life. Life is all about competing. It's all about coming out on top. That's why these words sound so contradictory. There's no way the meek will ever come out on top. Deep down inside, we know that it's the powerful, the rich, those who know how to use their influence that will ultimately inherit the earth. The problem is we really don't understand what Jesus was saying. We equate meekness with weakness. And in fact, in the original language, the word meek came to signify strength under control. In fact, it was used to describe a wild horse that had been captured and then broken or trained. The power was still there, but now that power was harnessed for a greater good. So in this context, when we talk about somebody being meek, we really are talking about somebody who's learned to control the strength that they possess. From this perspective, we demonstrate meekness when we choose or make the conscious decision to break the cycle of violence or conflict, when we choose not to retaliate, even though we have every right to do so, but we say, no, I will let it go and I will forgive the other person. We demonstrate meekness when we actually control our temper, when we don't blow up when something goes wrong, when our 6-year-old spills her milk or the 16-year-old backs the car into a telephone pole. I actually had a good friend who struggled with this. He had a very short fuse. When something went wrong, his first emotional response was to erupt, and as a result, his family lived in fear. But over the course of time, he decided he wanted to change. As a follower of Jesus Christ, he wanted to see the fruit of the Spirit exhibited in his life, character qualities like love and joy and peace and patience and gentleness. At first, his wife and his family really didn't know how to respond or what to make of it. But soon they realized that, from Dad's perspective, spilled milk was just spilled milk. He was just as powerful, but now that power, that strength had been harnessed and could be used to exhibit love. What happened is that over the course of time, as his wife and children made the adjustment and discovered who their father was, the tension in the home went way down, and they could enjoy life together. Maybe that's what Jesus meant when he said, "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth," or at least those parts of this world that are truly important.